Hi, this is Marcus Motley. In this episode of my video series on the keys to emotional intelligence and competence, I am going to be highlighting and focusing on emotional self-awareness. Emotions are key. According to Jack Welch, he contends that emotional intelligence is more rare than book smarts. And Grossman indicated that there is no question that there is a link between a company's or organization's success and the emotional intelligence of its leaders. And Chen in 2013 stated that emotional intelligence is one of the more underrated skills that need to be given more attention. So, what is emotional intelligence? Well, emotional, the awareness and understanding of your own and other people's emotions. So, from the emotional part of that term, we are talking about awareness and we are talking about understanding, not only of your own emotions, but those of other people. And the intelligence had to do with the logical, analytical, cognitive, mental, processing, and thinking abilities in regards to how you function as leaders, parents, colleagues, friends, and companions. So, emotional intelligence really covers the entire human persona. Emotional competence, on the other hand, is the ability to utilize your knowledge and understanding of your own emotions and those of others so that you can be more effective in everything that you do. In other words, emotional competence has to do with skills, it has to do with actions, and it has to do with behaviors. So the goal is to be more effective. And to do that, you've got to become aware of and understand your own emotions. You've got to be able to build better relationships with others. You have to be able to control your emotions. And you have to be able to develop better emotional responses to the stuff that is thrown at you during your day, during your evening, throughout your life. Emotional self-awareness is the cornerstone, the foundation that supports all other emotional competencies. And there are several competencies, but the key, the number one of those competencies is emotional self-awareness. Without self-awareness, our emotions can push us to do things that we really don't want to do, or it can push us to become people that we don't want to be. And the real issue is that these things may happen without our awareness of the emotions that are pushing or driving us. The number one skill, therefore, is to develop better emotional awareness and understanding. So we have to understand these things. What triggers our emotions with regards to certain people? What triggers our emotions when we go certain places? Which of our thoughts impact our emotions, both positively and negatively? Which memories trigger which emotions? Which feelings or sensations in our bodies are related to and trigger and associated with certain types of emotions that we have? What kind of internal physical conditions trigger some of our emotions? And when I say internal physical conditions, for example, if you're hungry or if you have a pain in your stomach, are those pains associated with emotions that you may exhibit on the outside that other people will notice? What about events and occasions? Which occasions trigger which emotions? I know, for example, for some people, the upcoming birthday may trigger positive emotions. With other people, certain times of the year may be in memory of a loved one who has passed on. That memory, that date, that event might trigger some negative or challenging emotions. So, people, places, thoughts, memories, feelings or sensations, internal physical conditions, events and occasions can all trigger emotions within us, emotions that we exhibit, emotions that are tied to certain types of behavior. And the number one skill with regards to emotional intelligence and emotional competence is for us to become aware of these associations between these triggers and the external behaviors that may result. Again, the number one skill has to do with our understanding of the nuances between different emotions. So, for example, some people may just say angry. Well, is it anger, or is it frustration, or is it irritation? Is it a major frustration, or is it a minor frustration? Is it love? Is it appreciation? Or is it that you like something or someone? So understanding the nuances between different emotions is key to developing emotional awareness and understanding. Are you consciously aware that your emotion has been triggered? So at what point, at what time during the experience of an emotion are you aware that you have been triggered? Are you aware when it was triggered? Or do you become conscious of it 5 minutes into being angry, being sad, being depressed, being joyful, being happy? So the moment you're triggered, it's important to know that specific time. That's awareness. Do you believe that you have control over your emotions? Is that a thought that you have? Another question is, do you think that you have a right to your emotions? And because of that belief, do you allow your emotions to hold sway over your every behaviors? Are you aware of the impact of your emotions on your behaviors and actions? Do you know which of your actions are triggered by which of your behaviors? Are you aware that some of your behaviors have a emotional driver associated with it? And are you aware of the impact of your emotions on your decisions? So are you clear about that? Or are you saying to yourself that it's a well thought out, cogent, factual decision? Are you aware how the impact of your emotions on your problem solving? Are you aware of the impact of your emotions on your relationships? To what degree are your emotions responsible for developing great relationships? And on the other hand, to what degree are your emotions responsible for some of your relationships deteriorating? And how aware are you of how your emotions emerge? Are you aware of how they develop? Are you aware of how they change over time? And are you aware of how they change your behaviors and change your decisions and change your relationships and change your problem solving ability and change your thinking ability over time? How aware are you of other people's emotions, and how aware are you of the impact of other people's emotions on your emotions? How aware are you of the impact of other people's emotions on your decisions, on your thinking, on your problem solving, on your feelings, on your ideas? Do you normally notice how their emotions emerge or change or develop and grow? And to what extent do those transitions from emerging emotions through the change and through the development, to what degree do those impact you? Do you understand the background and history of some of your more troublesome emotions? Do you understand the reasons why some of your more problematic emotions persist, even though you've tried to adjust them, to change them, to neutralize them, they still persist. Are you aware of the background and the reason for this? Even though you might have been to a therapist or a coach, you still struggle with controlling some of your emotions. Well, maybe the reason is that you haven't really dug into the history and the past and the origins of some of those emotions. And what are your beliefs about your emotions? You know, many people indicate to me as a coach and as a counselor that they have a right to the emotions, and they do. If you want to be angry, you have a right to be angry. If you are threatened, or if someone has done you something, you have a right to your emotion. However, that emotion may impact you more negatively than it impacts them. So yes, you have a right to your emotion. However, you have to be careful and consider and explore the degree to which that emotion is impacting you. Now, developing a keen awareness of your emotions is key to designing strategies to control them and to neutralize any negative impact in you. It is also key for you to understand how to use them for your benefit, to empower yourself, to communicate more effectively, to boost your self-confidence so that you can achieve your goals, so that you can lead your team at work or be of great help to family members. So emotional awareness is key to you achieving the goals that you want to.